Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Bruhi
Bruhi
Yogeshware
Yogeshware
Krishne
Krishne
Brahmanye
Brahmanye
Dharma
Dharma
Varmani
Varmani
Swam
Swam
Kashtam
Kashtam
Adunopete
Adunopete
Dharma
Dharma
Kam
Kam
Sharanam
Sharanam
Gata
Gata
Bruhi
Bruhi
Yogeshware
Yogeshware
Krishne
Krishne
Brahmanye
Brahmanye
Dharma
Dharma
Varmani
Varmani
Vam
Vam
Kashtam
Kashtam
Aruno
Aruno
Pete
Pete
Dharma
Dharma
Kam
Kam
Sharanam
Sharanam
Gata
Gata
Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne
Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne
Brahmanye Dharma Varmani
Brahmanye Dharma Varmani
Svankashtam Adunopete
Sankashtam Adunopete
Dharmakam Sharanam Gata
Dharmakam Sharanam Gata
Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne
Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne
Brahmanye Dharma Varmani
Brahmanye Dharma Varmani
Svankashtam Adunopete
Svankashtam Adunopete
Dharmakam Sharanam Gata
Dharmakam Sharanam Gata
Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne
Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne
Brahmanye Dharma Varmani
Brahmanye Dharma Varmani
Svankashtam Adunopete
Svankashtam Adunopete
Dharmakam Sharanam Gata
Dharmakam Sharanam Gata
Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne
Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne
Brahmanye Dharma Varmani
Brahmanye Dharma Varmani
Svankashtam Adunopete
Svankashtam Adunopete
Dharmakam Sharanam Gata
Dharmakam Sharanam Gata
Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne
Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne
Brahmanye Dharma Varmani
Brahmanye Dharma Varmani
Svankashtam Adunopete
Svankashtam Adunopete
Dharmakam Sharanam Gata
Dharmakam Sharanam Gata
Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne
Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne
Brahmanye Dharma Varmani
Brahmanye Dharma Varmani
Svankashtam Adunopete
Svankashtam Adunopete
Dharmakam Sharanam Gata
Dharmakam Sharanam Gata
Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne
Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne
Brahmanye Dharma Varmani
Brahmanye Dharma Varmani
Svankashtam Adunopete
Svankashtam Adunopete
Dharmakam Sharanam Gata
Dharmakam Sharanam Gata
Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne
Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne
Brahmanye Dharma Varmani Varmani
Brahmane dharma varmani
Samkastam adunopate
Samkastam adunopate
Dharmakam saranam gataha
Dharmakam saranam gataha
Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne
Bruni Yogeshware Krishne
Brahmanye Dharma Varmani
Brahmane dharma varmani
Shankastam adunopate
Samkastam adunopate
Dharmakam saranam gataha
Dharmakam saranam gataha. That's all right. Ladies.
Bruhi Yogeshware Krishna
Bruni Yogeshware Krishne
Brahmane Dhamma Vamani
Brahmane dharma varmani
Shvam Kashtam Adunopate
Swam kashtam adunopate
Dhammakam Sharanam Gataha
Dharmakam saranam gataha. Any other lady?
Bruhi Yogeshware
Bruni Yogeshware
Krishna
Krishne
Brahmanya Dharma Varmani
Brahmane dharma varmani
Samkastam Adunopate
Swam kashtam adunopate
Dhammakam Saranam Gataha
Dharmakam saranam gataha. Very good. Bruni Yogeshware Krishne Brahmane dharma varmani Swam kashtam adunopate Dharmakam saranam gataha. That's nice. Hare Krishna. Now, what meaning?
Bruhi
Sit down. Others backside they can answer. Go on.
Bruhi
Bruni,
Please tell
Yogeshware,
the Lord of all mystic powers,
the Lord of all mystic powers,
Krishna, Lord Krishna, Ramanye, the absolute truth, Dharma, religion, Varmani, protector, Swam, own, Kashtam, abode, Aduna, nowadays, Upete, having gone away, Dharma, religion, come, unto whom, Sharanam, shelter, Gataha, gone. Translation. Now that Sri Krishna, the absolute truth, the master of all mystic powers, has departed for his own abode, please tell us by whom religious principles are presently protected.
So, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is a person. He is not impersonal. Impersonal understanding of the absolute truth is imperfect understanding. That is not perfect. That is preliminary understanding, impersonal, or negative. In this material world, we are trying to become happy by varieties. Society, friendship and love, varieties. Variety is the mother of enjoyment. Without variety, there is no enjoyment. But not this variety. This variety means that is a false variety. Just like society, friendship and love we want. But if you are put within the society of some dolls. I have got my statue of my father and mother, my friend, my son. If I sit down, that will not give me pleasure. I must have real society. That real society is not here. This is illusion, society. Just like I am thinking somebody as my father, this body. But when the father dies, I say, oh, my father is gone. Why your father's body is there? Why you say gone? He's sleeping, he'll rise up. No, he's gone. Therefore I have never seen my father, I have seen the false body. This is practical. If I have seen my father, then why should I cry for the body of the father? Suppose my father hangs some coat in his room. So, if the coat is there, I don't think that this is my father. My father may be in another room. I don't accept the coat as my father or the shirt as my father. Similarly, by illusion we are accepting the coat and shirt, or mostly the coat, the covering of the father as my father. So, similarly, if I keep the coats and shirts of my father from brother and friend in the room, and if I think that I am in the society, that is illusion. That is illusion. So, real father is the spirit soul. So, here it is said, Yogeshware Krishna. Krishna, the Supreme Absolute God, he is a person and he has got his abode. Just like we have come from India. It is example. So, my abode is in India. I have come here. So if I go back to India, it is not that I have finished. Krishna is not visible to my physical eyes, and therefore there is no God, there is no Krishna. These are rascal conclusions. The sun in the night, sun is not visible. If I conclude, oh, the sun is now finished. No, Krishna comes in one day, once in a day of Brahma, some millions of years after. Again he goes back to his abode. That means he has got his abode, he has his place, Goloka Vrindavan, another planet. These are facts. So here is the question, Krishna Yogeshware, Brihi Yogeshware Krishna Brahmane, Dharma Bharmani, Brahmane. The symbol of Brahminical culture, Brahman, or the absolute truth, Brahma. And Dharma Bharmani, Krishna's body is Dharma. That means one who is engaged in Krishna's service, he is actually serving Dharma or religion, Dharma Bharmani. Or dharma only can help you to reach Krishna, dharma. That dharma can be taught by Krishna, not by other. You cannot manufacture dharma. Dharma Bharmani. He is the master of dharma. He is the master of all yoga, yoga mystic power. Without mystic power, how can you conceive of God? But not a little mystic power. Little mystic power everyone has got. To be a child, suppose a child, he cannot solve an arithmetical and mathematical calculation, but the teacher immediately says, this is like this. This is also a mystic power to the child. The child will say, oh, how my teacher could calculate. Or there are many examples. Suppose my servant wants some money for purchasing things. So in a small piece of paper, I write something. All right, give to the housewife, and immediately gives him 500 rupees. He becomes surprised. Oh, how is that? This sheet of paper and 500 rupees. So it is mystic for the servant. One who does not know how the money is paid. Money is already there. He gave a little note and money was paid. So one thing may be mystic for a rascal, for a fool, but that does not mean that he has become God. Don't be misled by little mystic. So we have to see there are different grades of mystic. I can create something, a little gold. There are mystics. Yogis, they can do prapti. In our boyhood there was one teacher. He knew some yogic principles. If you ask him that I want to get fresh grapes from chaman, he'll say, all right, go into the room, it is there. It is there. So, there are different grades of mystic power. So, just like one man's food, another man's poison. One thing may be mystic power for one man, but that is very common thing for others. That these gradations are there. In this material world, we have got experience. I know something, you know better than me something else. Another body knows better than you something else. In this way, you go on tasting all sorts of mystic power. When you find that here is a person whose mystic power cannot be surpassed or excelled, then he is God, Supreme. Yogeshwar, Ishvara, Yogeshwar. So, in the modern world, so many gods are there, especially in India. Every land, every road, there is incarnation of God. Some magic, and rascals and fools, they are captivated by little magic. Oh, here is God. I cannot swim, so one is swimming, oh, he is God. That's all. I cannot fly, a bird is flying in the sky, he is God. It does not mean that if somebody is doing something extraordinary which I cannot do, that he becomes God. Or even if he has become God, there are different grades of mystic power. Just like we say demigods, just like the sun god. The sun god is within the sun planet and he is profusely supplying heat and light. You cannot become like that. But he is also subordinate. In the Brahma Samhita, it is said, Jat chakshuri sasavita sakala grahana raja samastha suramurti asesa teja jasyagaya brahmati sanghita kala chakru govindamadi purusam tamang bhajami. Now take the sun, so powerful, Jat chakshuri sasavita sakala grahana, and he is the eyes of all other planets. Because without sunrise you cannot see, either in this planet or any other planet. In the universe there are millions of planets. Unless there is sunshine, you cannot see. Therefore sun is the real eye. When sun sees you, you can see the world, you can see the sun. But when the sun does not see you, then you are in darkness. Therefore he is addressed. That Chakshuri Sabita Sagalagrahana, Raja. He is the king of all planets. Samasta Suramurti, Asesha Teja, unlimited supply of Teja, influence by heat and light. But this sun is also within its orbit. Just like this earth is also moving within its orbit. It cannot go outside the orbit. Then everything will be topsy-turvy. All the planets, they have got fixed orbit. How this orbit is working? Jasagaya, by whose order? By Krishna's order. You can move in this way, that's all. No more. You may be sun. You may be sun. Your speed is 16,000 miles per minute, that's all right, but not beyond your orbit. Jasyagaya brahmati sangvito kala chaitanya, go and sleep upstairs. Why are you sleeping? Jasyagaya brahmati sangvrita kala chakra. Kala chakra. Kala chakra means that going round the orbit, that is also limited. So many millions of years you can go on like that. Just like if you take a small ball and you throw in the sky, it also rounds and again falls down. Similarly, all these planets, they are going round the orbit by the order of the Supreme. That is called Sankarsana. So, this is also mystic power. Such a huge lump of matter, the sun, which is 1400,000 times bigger than this earth, it is also floating in the sky. This is called Yogeshwar. This is called mystic power. Not that I make something like this, I become God. This is one of the mystic power. There are so many other mystic powers. So, one who possesses all this mystic power, inconceivable by us, he is God. That mystic power is possessed by Krishna. Therefore, it is specifically mentioned, Bruhi Yogeshwari Krishna, not anyone else, because 10% mystic power is possessed by Krishna. Others may possess 99, 96, 90, or 85, or 80, gone. So, in this way, a living entity who is part and parcel of Krishna, he also can get mystic power up to 78%. That is also not fully. minutely. When a living entity is free from material contamination, he can acquire the mystic power of Krishna up to 78% in minute quantity. Lord Brahma, he is also a jiva, a living entity, but he has perfectly this 78% mystic power in minute quantity. Brahma. Lord Shiva has got perfectly 85%. Narayana has got 96%. These are analyzed. These are not fictitious. But Krishna has got full 100% mystic power. That is Krishna. Therefore it is specifically mentioned, Bruhi Yogeshwari Krishna Brahmanne dharma. Another thing, dharma, religion. Religion means Krishna. Krishna consciousness means religion. Other, they are not religion. Anything which does not help you developing Krishna consciousness, that is not religion. Therefore, in the beginning of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, it is said, dharma projita koitavatra. In the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, all kinds of pretenses, cheating religion is rejected. Rejected. Why? Because religion means Krishna. Dharma Varmani. Therefore Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam bhaja. This is religion. What Krishna says, he is Dharma Varmani. He is Dharma personified. So whatever he says, that is religion. Not that I say something, you say something, everything becomes religion. And as the Ramakrishna mission says, jatoma tatama. Anyone can create his own religion. That is nonsense. That is not religion. Religion means what Krishna says. That is religion. Anything else, that is cheating, pretenses. That is pretenses. Therefore Krishna said, Sarva dharman parityajya. Why he is asking? Give up all other religious systems. Simply surrender unto me. That is it. And in another place Bhagavad confirms, dharman tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Dharma means which is given by God. The laws given by God. God is Krishna, the absolute person. Whatever law he gives, that is religion. So he gives this law, that you surrender unto me. This is religion. Religion is very simple. Just surrender to Krishna and you become religious. But it is difficult also. Nobody can surrender to Krishna. He'll surrender to dog, but not to Krishna. In the morning he'll go with the dog is urinating, he's standing. He's passing stool, he's standing. So he can surrender to dog, but he cannot surrender to Krishna. This is so difficult. Therefore, Krishna says, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mang prapadyati. After many, many births, when one becomes actually wise, he surrenders to Krishna. Not an ordinary person. So that perfection, anyone can take. It is open. Krishna says, Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam. If we do that, then we become perfect immediately. How? I am so much sinful. How I can become immediately perfect by surrendering to Krishna? Krishna says, Ang tang sarva papi bhamokhoisami. I shall give you protection from all reaction of your sinful life. Oh, I have done so much sinful activities. Mahasucha, don't bother, don't worry. Mahasucha, don't worry. Right? Because he is Yogeshwara, he is master of all mystic power. By his mystic power, he can in a second vanish all your reaction of sinful life. He can do that. He can do that. Otherwise, what is the meaning of Yogeshwara? Yogeshwara means he has got that full potency to give you protection. So there is no question of doubt. We must immediately surrender. Krishna says, that's all right. Krishna, I immediately surrender. Kindly give me protection. And Krishna gives you, he says, I will give you protection. Yogeshwari Krishna, Shankastam. I mean, he has got his own abode. He is not impersonal. Just like in this building, I have got my room, or you have got your room. Similarly, Krishna is also the supreme living being. Chetana Chetanana, Nitya Nityana. We are all Nityas, eternal. We don't die. Na hannate hannamane sarire. We don't die after the destruction of the body. Therefore we are eternal. Chetana, we have got knowledge. Even animal has got knowledge because it's a living being. Everyone has got knowledge. This morning I was seeing one small insect fly, a little bigger than the full stop. He is flying, not walking on the page of the book, very swiftly. Exactly the aeroplane runs on the
Runway.
runway.
Yeah, runway. So I saw that can any scientist manufacture an aeroplane so small, running so swiftly on my mind? That is Krishna, Yogeshwara. You can manufacture 747 running, but you cannot manufacture this method. This is Yogeshwara. So we have to study like that. You are claiming that I have manufactured this big machine, I have become God now. All right, you manufactured this machine. Come on. Anoraniyang mahato mahiyan. Krishna is Yogeshwara. He can manufacture bigger than the biggest and smaller than the smallest. That is Yogeshwara. You can manufacture something big, wonderful, but not the biggest. Neither you can manufacture the smallest. Therefore, you may be God in the estimation of some fools, but we have got another God, that is Krishna. We don't accept inferior God. We don't like to become God. We want to become servant of God. Therefore, we must select the best master. We cannot accept a teeny God to become my master. We are not so fooled. We are not going to be fooled by these teeny gods. We want the actual God, Yogeshwara Krishna. That is the conclusion. Now, the question is that Krishna, the master of religious principle, yogic power, so long he was on this earth, everything was going nicely. Now he has gone to his abode. Then the question is, then this power and religious principle was entrusted to whom? because he came, dharma samasthapanarthaya, for re-establishing the principle of religion. Now he has gone. Now who is look after the principles of who is manage? This is the question. Read purport.
Essentially, religion is the prescribed codes enunciated by the personality of Godhead himself. Whenever there is gross misuse or neglect of the principles of religion, the Supreme Lord appears himself to restore religious principles. This is stated in Bhagavad Gita. Here the sages of Naimisharanya are inquiring about these principles. The reply to this question is given later. The Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the transcendental sound representation of the personality of Godhead, and thus it is the full representation of transcendental knowledge and religious principles.
So, after Krishna, just like Krishna left Bhagavad Gita as his philosophy for studying by persons who came after Krishna and Arjuna, just like we are studying, he left the instruction. Similarly, real dharma and mystic power and religious principles, they are in this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. This will be explained in the next chapter. All right, thank you.